welcome you all for a wonderful webinar of Vedic mathematics. I'm going to introduce our trainer, Mr. Avinash Daniel D'Souza. Mr. Avinash Daniel D'Souza, hailing from Mangalore, is a young and dynamic mathematics teacher. As a first-rank holder in MSc Mathematics, he has pursued his career in subject and has a rich experience in the field of teaching. He is the founder of Easy Math online classes, wherein he has taught Vedic mathematics to the students not only residing in India but also overseas. He strives to create a space for students where he conducts skill development classes with innovative techniques for the students to learn and build their confidence. I introduce Avinash to the program. Hello, Avinash.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Avinash, you can take up the lead right now.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. And a very good evening, everyone. I think I can see some join from various places. And before I start with today's webinar, I would like to give you 3 different instructions which you need to follow. So one is, as sir has already told, it would be good if you can keep your mic off, okay, so that it won't be a disturbance for others. And the second one is, you can make use of chat box. You have a chat box there, so I'll be asking you the questions throughout the session, and I want you to answer in the chat box. So I'm keeping a track on your chat box also, okay? And along with that, it's better if you make a note of whatever I say, and definitely it will help you in future. And when it comes to Vedic mathematics, it is something that you're going to learn something amazing, and you're going to learn different techniques. Okay, I hope you can hear me. I can see somebody saying not able to hear. Can you all hear me? It would be good if someone can say that you can hear me or not. Okay, fine. Yeah, so let's begin the session. So first, please put your name as well as from which place you're attending the webinar, so I can read out the names of the first few students, and then we will begin with today's session. Okay, so kindly put your name as well as which place in the chat box. You all are typing your names and the place. Okay, Sanvi attending from Bangalore. Okay, nice. Okay, anyhow, I'll begin with the session, and I expect you all to keep interacting with me in the chat box, and that would be great, because so that even I will also know what exactly is happening on your side, and also how exactly whether you're following this concept or not. Okay, so be the next human calculator, Vedic mathematics. So before I begin the concept of Vedic mathematics, I think it would be good if I can begin with the magic trick. So are you all ready? Okay, so we will begin with the magic trick. I think that would be good. Okay, so the magic trick is something like this, and I want your response. Only if your response is there, this trick will work. Otherwise, no, not at all. Okay, the trick is like this. And I have kept an envelope here, and my prediction is inside the envelope. My prediction is inside the envelope, and inside the envelope I have written my prediction. And one thing you need to note, this PPT is already prepared earlier, and I cannot change this PPT again. Okay, while explaining you all, again changing the PPT will be a Herculean task. So instead, I've already done it. And at the end of this session, I'm going to tell you how exactly you can perform this technique with your parents, or it could be your friends. Okay, so this is my prediction. We will open that envelope later, but I think before that, we will have a look at the boxes. You can see there altogether there are 9 boxes, and among that 9 boxes, you will have to choose. Okay, who is ready to choose the boxes? I think we will begin with Sanvi itself. That would be good. Sanvi, can you unmute yourself? Sanvi? Sanvi, can you hear me? Sanvi, if you are there, please say yes. Sanvi? Okay, so anybody else who is ready to reveal the boxes? You can on your mic and tell your name. That would be good. No one wants to give a try? I think we will give chance to Carol. Carol? Carol, are you there? Who is ready? You have to interact. I want your response. Otherwise, things will not work. Carol, can you hear me? No one wants to do this? Nobody wants to take part in the math magic? Nobody wants to take part in this magic trick? Okay, I think we'll give chance to Rohit. So Rohit, what do you say? Students, you will have to unmute. Only then it will work. Okay. Okay, I think.
The fifth one.
Yes. So Rohit, please keep your audio mic on. Okay. So this is the first row. This is the second row, and this is the third row. Among the three rows, you identify which box you want to choose. Okay. In which row, which box? Rohit, are you there? Okay, so Rohit he says choose the third box in the. I choose second row, third box. Okay, so you will choose the second row. In that second row, you will choose the third box. Okay, so I've opened the third box, and the third box has number 6. Okay, so now I'll give chance to one more student, but there is a condition. The condition is Rohit has chosen this particular box, so you cannot choose any blocks in this particular row and this column. So you're left with only 1, 2, 3, 4. You're left with 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes. So which box you want to choose? Anybody who is ready to say it?
The first one.
You want to choose the first one? Okay. So I'll give the chance for you to choose the first one. So let me open that first box. Okay. So you can see that the first box is already revealed, and even this box is also already revealed. Correct? No? So now I want somebody to choose the third one. Whoever is ready to choose, put your name in the chat box so that I will unmute yourself and I'll ask you to talk. Okay. But the condition is you cannot choose any boxes which are there in this row and this column. And also you cannot choose any boxes which are there in this row and this column, because already the number 6 is chosen, number 1 is chosen. So you cannot choose any of the boxes which are there in the row 6 and row and column 6, row which contains 1 and column contains 1. So which one you want to choose? Whoever said a yes just now.
Second row, sir.
Second row you cannot choose because already 6 is chosen. No. You cannot choose any of them. Let me draw it for you so that it will be easy for you. Okay. You cannot choose any box which is there in the first column because number 1 is chosen. At the same time, you cannot choose any of the boxes where in the row where you have number 1. Okay. And also you have number 1.
Middle
you
column.
Can't choose any of them in this row and in this column. So which one you want to choose? You're left with only one, right?
Middle column, sir. Middle column, sir.
Yeah, you're left with only one. Middle column, third one. Okay. So I have revealed 3 numbers for you all, isn't it? So now you have 3 different numbers. So what you have to do is you add all the 3 numbers and tell me what you get. Put it in the chat box. Add all the 3 numbers and see what you get in the chat box. I'm looking for your answers in the chat box. Okay. So Rohit says
15, sir.
Okay, you get 15, isn't it? So now what you do is you have got 15. 15 has how many digits? 15 has 2 digits, 1 and 5. You add them together, you add both. What do you get? If you add 15 as well as 1 as well as 5 in the 15. You get 6, isn't it? So now let me go to the slide where I have done my prediction. Okay, so this is the slide where I have done my prediction and I'm opening it. And what answer do you have over there? It's once again, it's the same answer, 6 itself. So now, how did I do this? That's magic. Do you want to know the secret? How many of you want to know the secret? Let me see. I'm looking at the chat box. How many of you want to know the secret? I can only see one is there. Yeah, everyone wants to know, but you will have to wait for some times in order to know the secret. Okay, so I'm going to reveal the secret of this magic at the end of the session, and at the same time, along with that, I'm also going to explain you how exactly you can perform this magic with your friends and parents. Okay, so with that, we will begin with Vedic mathematics. Let me ask you a simple question. How long will you take to multiply these numbers? You can put it in the chat box. I'm looking for your answers in the chat box. Okay, so you can put your answers in the chat box and you can even try getting the numbers. I'll give you a few seconds of time to get the numbers. Let's see who has given. Okay, so some of them have given 15 minutes. Some of them says they require 15 minutes. I think the name with Kailas, I think. Okay, anybody else? How long do you need? So let me tell you, at the end of the session, you will take only 5 seconds to get the answer for these two numbers. To find the product of 99995 multiplied by 9997, you just require 5 seconds to get the product. I know you're very excited to learn the method. So I'm going to teach you the method like this, where you can get the product in 5 seconds, where you can add two numbers in 5 seconds, where you can subtract two numbers, multiply two numbers, divide two numbers. All these techniques we are going to learn in Vedic mathematics. And for this webinar, I have included some of those techniques which I'm going to teach you in today's session. Okay, so can you identify this great personality? You can put her name in the chat box. Can you identify her name? Who is she? You must have seen her. You must have heard about her. Okay, if you are not able to identify her, can you guess this movie? Let's see if there is somebody who can guess. I think you all don't watch movie, isn't it? Okay, so Rohit has given the answer. Shakuntala Devi, yes, that's right. And this movie is Shakuntala Devi, the human computer. And you must have watched this movie which was released last year. And who is Shakuntala Devi? Shakuntala Devi, she has got the title as human computer. She is an Indian mathematician as well as Indian writer and mental calculator. And she is popularly known as the human computer. And her talents has also got a place in the Guinness World Book of Records. And her dad, when she was at the age of 6, he discovered that she has a unique ability of finding the product for the given numbers. Okay, she had unique ability to calculate, to find the product. It could be do addition or multiplication or subtraction and get the answer within fraction of seconds. So such an ability Shakuntala Devi had. Okay, and because of her, she is known to everyone. She has reached even abroad. She has traveled to different countries, and also at the age of 6, she demonstrated an arithmetic abilities at the University of Mysore. And here is a video about Shakuntala Devi. So I will play it for you all. Okay, so you can just have a look at it and how exactly you can understand her ability. Okay.
So do you want me to give you the answer from left to right or right to left? I'll give it to you from right to left. 4, 9, 6, 3, 9, 5, 5, 5. Am I correct?
Absolutely correct.
Okay, now the question is 2, 4, 5, 9, 3, 7, 2, 8 multiplied by 3, 8, 7, 2, 2, 1, 3, 6. Now tell me, Ayaz,
You want me to give you the answer from this side to this side or this side to this side?
Oh my God. I don't think he wants the answer.
What a choice.
Okay, go backwards.
I think let Chandrasekhar decide. Chandrasekhar, do you want the answer from this side to this side or this side to this side?
No, we'll.
Avinash, kindly unmute yourself.
Yeah, I think you could not hear the video, so I'll begin it from the beginning. Okay, now students, it would be great if you can respond, students. You can hear the video, right? Just put it in the chat box if you can hear.
722 Now tell me, Ayaz, you want me to give you the answer from this side to this side or this side to this side?
Oh my God.
So she is multiplying two big digit numbers. You can just count how many digits are there. You can just count. So it's about 8 digit numbers, and Shakuntala Devi is able to give the answer for those 8 digits within fraction of seconds. And that's really great. Okay. And even you're going to learn different techniques where you can multiply, add, and all those things in Vedic mathematics. So first of all, we will understand what exactly is Vedic mathematics. So Vedic mathematics, it was the name given by Jagadguru Shankaracharya Swami Bharati Krishna Tirtha. He was the one who collected the lost formulae from the writings of Atharva Veda. I believe you must have heard 4 different types of Vedas, which is Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, and Atharva Veda. So from the writings of Atharva Veda, Swamiji has collected some of the sutras, and these sutras are categorized as 16 sutras and 13 sub-sutras. And entire Vedic mathematics is based on these 16 sutras and 13 sub-sutras. You can even see his picture over there. So he is Shankaracharya Swami Bharati Krishna Tirtha, who was born in the year 1884. Okay, and he has contributed a lot towards his book, that is Vedic mathematics. So now I'm sure you must be having a question, why should I learn Vedic mathematics? I want to answer this question and then I will proceed with the method, because you consider any mathematics problem, it could be algebra, arithmetic, geometry, or trigonometry. So these can be solved mentally using these sutras. Okay, mental in the sense what? You don't even have to write. Without even writing, you can easily get the answer for any of the mathematical problem. And Vedic math is more coherent than the modern math. It also increases your speed in which you write. As I told you in the beginning, you just require 5 seconds to multiply and get the answer for the given question. Okay, so this will be possible only with Vedic mathematics. Let's see if anybody is going to identify this personality. Do you know that personality? Have you seen him? He was very popular last year. You must have heard about him. You must have seen him even in the news. Let's see if somebody is ready to give the answer in the chat box. Okay, no issues if you can't guess. And he is Neelakanta Banu Prakash, and he has got the title as world fastest human calculator. Okay, so he has won gold medal in 2020 mental calculation world championship mind sport, which was held in Olympiad, which is in 2020. Okay, and he has also got about 50 Limca records for his ability, for his experience, and for his talents in the mathematics. And do you know where is he from? He's also from India, and he's very young. He's very young. He's just 21 years. And you can be the next human calculator, provided you can see a star there. Correct? No? What does that star indicates? What does that star indicate? You must have seen that star in many of the advertisements. What does it indicate? That star means conditions apply. Okay, there are certain conditions, and the conditions are you must keep dedication, you should have dedication, you need to practice, and then you need to work hard. If these three things are your friends, definitely you can be the human calculator. So how many of you are ready to be the human calculator? Say a yes in the chat box. Okay, so I can see a yes. So Kailas, then Desh, then Sanvi. Okay, so that's great to know. So with that, I'll begin with the first technique I'm going to give you in Vedic mathematics. So if you have to add 365 plus 419, you can actually add these in 5 seconds. Some of you must have already got the answer, but learn this technique. I'm going to give you an easy technique to find the answer for 365 plus 419. So the method that we follow here is by addition and by subtraction. The name of the method is by addition by subtraction. Let me explain you that method. You look for both the numbers. The first number you have is 365 and the second number you have is 419. Among the two numbers, you consider the number which is near to multiple of 10. What do you mean by multiples of 10? The numbers which are having 0 as its units digit, such numbers we call as multiples of 10. As an example, 10, 20, 30, it can be 100 or 120. These are all multiples of 10. If you observe, you have two numbers. One is 365 and 419. And it is sure that 419 is close to a multiple of 10, which is 420. Correct? No? In order to make 419 to be 420, how much we have to add? We just have to add 1. Let me tell you one thing. In case if we have any problem in life, what do we do? See, suppose just consider that you don't have electricity. Suppose if the power goes, what will you do? You will go for inverter. Suppose if there is no inverter, what will you do? So if there is no, you can hear me, right? I can see in the chat box there is some audio problem. Students, can you hear me? It would be good if anybody can. Okay, fine. So I can proceed then. Yeah. So suppose if you don't have electricity in your home, what will you on the inverter? Okay, suppose if there is no inverter, what will you do? You will go for the candle, correct? No. If there is no candle, what will you do? You will make, since you have mobile, you will make use of torchlight. So in other words, what we are doing in life is we are keeping on adjusting with things in order to make our life easier, in order to find solutions. So even here also we are making use of little bit of adjustments and then finding the sum. Okay, so you can see that 419, this particular number is close to 420. So how much I have to add? I have to add 1. Okay, so when I add 1 over here, so what I have to do is I have to subtract 1 here also. So what I can do 365 minus 1. So if I do 365 minus 1, what do I get? I get 364, and here I have to add 1, I get 420. So you have 364 and 420. And remember, it's always easy to add whenever the numbers are ending with 0. If the number is having 0 as its units digit, it's always easy to add. So hence, you can add these two together. You have 364, add it to 420, and you know that 364 plus 400, you can do it. That gives you 764 plus 20. That gives you 784 as the answer. I'll explain you the same method with one more example. Then later on, I'm going to give you questions to solve. Suppose you have to add 238 plus 346. If you have to add in 5 minutes, we are making use of the method called as by addition and by subtraction. Identify among both the numbers which number is close to the multiple of 10. It's clear that 238, right? So in order to make 238 close to what? It is 240. So in order to make 238 as 240, how much I have to add? I need to add 2. So when I add 2 over here, what I have to do here? I have to subtract 2 also. So add 2 to this and subtract 2 to this, and then you can perform the addition. So 238 plus 2 gives us 240, and here that gives us 344. And 240 plus 344, you can do it easily, which gives you 584. So are you thorough with the method? Did you get the technique? Kindly put it in the chat box a yes if you have understood. Okay, so I'm going to give you one question now for you to solve. So if you have to add 335 by 229, how will you add and put the answer in the chat box after adding using the same method that I have taught you? I'm going to give you about 10 to 30 seconds of time for this. Let's see who will give the right answer. Identify which number is close to the multiple of 10. Okay, so I have to call out the names of those who have answered. One with the name Safum Mokashi. Correct. Sorry if I pronounce your name as wrong. Some of them have given the right answer, 564. Okay, that's right. So what you can do is, it's very simple. We are following the method by addition and by subtraction. You have 335 and 229. So what you can do, you can add 1 to 229, which gives you 230. And at the same time, for the number, you have to subtract 1. So you get 334 plus 230. Okay, and you can add these two easily. You just consider in this way, 234 plus 230. You just add 200 to the first number. 334 plus 200. You know it is 534. Add 30, remaining 30. 534 plus 30 gives you 564. I hope you're thorough with it. So I'm going to give you 3 questions to solve. So try to avoid writing the method, do it in the mind, and then put the answer in the chat box. Okay. So I'm giving you a few seconds to solve this. Okay, so I'm happy to know that Sanvi is quick to give the answer. I want to try. I want even others to try. I'll give a few more seconds for all those who are still trying. Some of them have even given the answer for the second one. That's wonderful. Try the third one too. In the same way you have to do. So I want you all to give the answer for third one as well. Try using the same method and you will get the answer within 5 seconds. Okay, and it would be good if you can put the answer, one who has put a comma after every answer. If you can give it in that way, that would be nice. Okay, so I think we will discuss the answer for the first one. So in the first question, you can identify, okay, so the first number is near to the multiple of 10. So you will have to add 2 here, and here you will have to subtract 2. So what do you get? You get 530 plus 461, which you can easily add to get 991. Second question, question B, 645 plus 718. Observe that 718 is close to the multiple of 10. So you can add 2 here, and at the same time you will have to subtract 2. So that gives you 643 plus 720. Add both, that gives you 1363. Let's go for the next one, and that's the last question for this method. 829 plus 126. Which number is close to the multiple of 10? That is the first one, 829. You will have to add 1 here. When you add 1, you have to subtract 1 from the other number. So what do you get? You get 830 plus 125, and adding 830 plus 125 is easy. You can add both, you get 955 as the answer. So anymore, if you get such kind of question, your addition is easier and you can get the answer within 5 seconds. Okay. So let me go for the next question, where you have to multiply 97 by 99. Okay, so I'm going to give you the second technique from Vedic mathematics, another method from Vedic mathematics, which will help you to faster your calculation, which will increase your speed in finding the product. Okay, so you observe the given number, you have 97 as well as 99. Observe both the numbers and see which the number is close to 100, isn't it? So both the numbers, 97 as well as 99, are close to 100. You have to remember one thing. So in Vedic math, these numbers where you have 100, or it can be 10, or it could be 10, it could be 1000 or 10,000. So these numbers, we call them as base. Okay. So henceforth, I'm referring it as a base. The numbers 10, 1000, 10,000, these numbers we are calling as a base. So here for these two numbers, 97 and 99, the base is 100. Okay. So what you have to do is you have to find the difference between the base and the given number. I'm explaining you every step of this method for the first question. When we move on to the second question, I'm telling you how you can do it directly and easily. Okay. So what you do is you subtract each of the number from 100. You do 100 minus 97, that gives you 3. In the same way, you do 100 minus 99, that gives you 1. And you write it in this way. You have 97. In front of 97, you write the difference that you get, which is 3. In front of 99, you write the difference, which is 1. So in Vedic math, most of our method is in this way. We will find the right hand part of the answer, and then we will find the left hand part of the answer. Okay, so that is what we are going to do here. So if you have to find the right hand part of the answer, what you have to do is, so you to count the number of digits that was there in the base. You know what is the base? Base is 100. 100 has how many zeros? 100 has 2 zeros. So your right hand part should contain a 2-digit number. Okay, so you just keep 2 dashes there, as I've mentioned. And then putting the right hand part, you have to multiply the differences. You have got the difference to be 3 in the first case and 1 to be in the second case. Multiply both. What do you get? 3 ones are. It is easier, you get 3. But remember, as I told you, it should contain a 2-digit number. So you have to convert 3 into a 2-digit number. So what happens to 3? So 3, you can write it as 03. Suppose you have to convert a number into a 5-digit number or 4-digit number. You will have to insert zeros before the number so that it will become a 3-digit, 4-digit or 5-digit number. This is how you have to find right hand part of the answer. Now to find out the left hand part of the answer, you have to put cross. You have to put arrow marks for the given numbers. So 97 with 1 and 99 with 3. And it's easy to find left hand part of the answer because you just have to subtract. You can either do 97 minus 1 or you can do 99 minus 3. Whichever is easy. In both the case, you will get the same answer. Even if you do 97 minus 1, that gives you 96. 99 minus 3 also gives you 96 itself. So you have got 96 as the left part and 03 as the right part. So your answer is 9603. I'm going to explain you with one more example so that you will understand the method better. Okay, so before you can try, I'll explain you one more question. Suppose you have to multiply 95 by 98. Now I'm teaching you how we can do it in the mind itself. Okay, so what is the base for 95 and 98? You can even put it in the chat box. What is the base for 95 and 98? It's near to 100, so 100 is the base. So find out the difference between 100 as well as 95 and 100 with 98. So 100 minus 95 gives us 5 and 100 minus 98 gives us 2. I'm just writing it in front of the given number. For 95 I'm writing 5 and 98 I'm writing it 2. And now how to obtain the left hand part of the answer? You have to count the number of zeros in the base first. So base has 2 zeros. Your answer, your right hand part of the answer should contain 2 digits. And how to obtain right hand part? You will have to multiply the differences 5 and 2, and 5 2s are you get 10. So 10 will be the right hand part of the answer. Here you don't have to worry about adding zeros before that because it's already a 2-digit number. And how to obtain the left part? You have to put across. Either you can do 95 minus 2 or you can do 98 minus 5. In both the cases, you will get the same answer. Preferably do whichever is easier. 95 minus 2 is easy. That gives us 93. So you get 9310 as the answer. In case if anybody wants to take down, I'll just leave the slide for about 10 seconds. Try to understand the method because next I'm going to give you a question to solve by yourself and put the answer in the chat box. Just remember how exactly we obtain the left part, how we obtain the right part, and then combine them and draw it. Okay, so I think I'll move on with the next question. And my eyes are on your chat box. So 96 multiplied by 94. You can actually do without even writing, just by looking at the number, you can type the answers in the chat box. And let's see who will give the answer first. Okay, so Sanvi has already given the answer. I want even others to try. I'll give you a few seconds. I'll give you 10 seconds of time. You can try it in the same way. Okay, so even others are also giving the answers, but I cannot call out by your name because I can see your email ID is there. But anyhow, that's good that you all are trying. So once again, base for this is 100. Write the difference between the base. 100 minus 96 gives you 4 and 100 minus 94 gives you 6. Now obtain the right hand part. It should be a 2-digit number because 100 has 2 zeros, and multiply both the numbers. You get 4 6 are 24. You can write it directly. You don't have to worry. Then to obtain the left part of the answer, put across and subtract. Whichever is easy for you, you do it. 94 minus 4 is also doing it is easy. 96 minus 6 is also easy. In both the case, you will get 90. So you get 9024 as the answer. Isn't it easy? How do you find the technique? You can put it in the chat box. Is it easy? Difficult? Yes. Okay. Sanvi says easy. So now we will go on to the next question where you have to multiply 996 by 999. The same technique follows, but only thing is now the base is different. So what is the base for this question? I've already told you about the base. What are the base numbers? And if you have 996 and 999, what number you have to choose as a base? Yes, Vaishnavi, that's right. 1000 is the base. So both the numbers are close to 1000. Find out the difference. So for 996, the difference is 4, and for 999, the difference is 1. And now, to obtain the left hand part of the answer, first we will obtain the right hand part first. So count how many zeros are there. It is important to count the number of zeros, and you have 3 zeros in the base. So your right hand part of the answer should contain a 3-digit number. And finding the right hand part of the answer, it is simple. You just have to multiply the differences. 4 into 1, that gives you 4. But as I said, it should be a 3-digit number. So you can write that 4 as 004. And to obtain the left hand part of the answer, it is pretty easier. You just have to do cross there, put a cross, and then subtract. 996 minus 1 or 999 minus 4, whichever is easy for you, you can do it. I'll do 996 minus 1, that gives me 995. So you get the answer as 995004. Okay, so I'm increasing one more digit now. We are going for the 4-digit number, and I want you to try this. Okay, I want you to try this, and you can put the answer in the chat box, where you have to multiply 9989 by 9995. Choose the base and see how many digits should be there in the right hand part, and left hand part is easy. You can get the answer. Okay, so Sanvi is quick enough to give the answer. Then with the name 7C38, whoever it is. Okay, that's nice. I'll give 10 seconds for all those who are still trying. Okay, it would be great if you can put your name also, as Samarth has put the name. That's nice. Yeah. So what is the base in this case? The base is 10,000. The nearest base is 10,000. And to find the difference, 10,000 minus 9989 gives you 11. And 10,000 minus 9995 gives you 5. And to obtain the left hand part of the answer and right hand part, you know it. First, we are obtaining right hand part. Depending on the number of zeros in the base, you are obtaining the right hand part of the answer. And how many zeros are there? There are altogether 4 zeros. So your answer also should contain a 4-digit, which is right hand part. And multiply the differences. 11 into 5 gives us 55. But as I said, it should contain a 4-digit number. So 55, we have to write it as 0055. And to obtain the left hand part of the answer, put a cross. Whichever is easy for you to subtract, do it. I will do 9989 minus 5. That gives me 9984. So you get the final answer to be 99840055. Isn't it easy? So now I'm moving on to the next question. And this is the question which I displayed in the beginning of the session. Okay, so try getting the answer for this in the same way. I'm looking for your answer in the chat box. See what is the base, and based on the base, see how many digits should be there in the right hand part of the answer, counting the number of zeros in the base. Okay, Samar, Sanvi have given the answers. 2 different answers, but we will see which is the right answer. I'll give few more seconds for all those who are trying. You just have to be careful with the base, choosing the base. It's a number which is in terms of 99,000 there. Okay, so that's great. I can see students are giving the answers. Whether it is right or not, we will discuss. Okay, so base for given number is, it is 1 lakh, because it's a number which is in terms of 99,000, 99,995 and 99,997. Find out the difference between the base. You can do 1 lakh minus the given number. The difference you get it as 5 as well as 3. And count how many digits, how many zeros do you have in the base. You have 5 zeros in the base. So your right hand part should contain 5 digits. Okay, so your right hand part should contain 5 digits. But how do we obtain the right hand part? You just have to multiply the differences. 5 3s are 15, but 15 should be written in terms of a 5-digit number. So you can write it as 00015. And to obtain the left hand part of the answer, put a cross, and then you can easily find out the differences. I prefer to do 99,995 minus 3, which gives me 99,992. And then you have the right hand part also. So combine them, you get the total answer to be 9999200015. As a number, it may be difficult to read out the answer, but it is not difficult to find out the answer. Okay, so now the same question I asked you in the beginning of this session, how long do you need? I think one of the students told 15 minutes. Now you have done it within 5 to 10 seconds. That's all. So now I'm going to give you 5 questions to solve using the same method. So you can solve and put your answer in the chat box. I'll give you about 2 minutes of time because one question takes only 5 seconds, right? But still I'm giving you extra time. So try it and then you can put the complete answer in the chat box by putting a comma. Okay, so first you work out in the book and then put it in the chat box. Choose the base, see which will be the correct base over there. I'm looking at the chat box for your answers. Try all the 5 questions. I'll give a few more seconds. Maybe I think you can put the answer of the first 3 in the chat box. That would be good. Okay, so maybe I think we will discuss one by one, and definitely you can even try giving the answers without even writing. Okay, first one where you have to multiply 89 by 96. You know what is the base? What's the base? Base is 100 there. Find out the difference. For the first number for 89, the difference is 11, and for the second one, the difference is 4. Okay, so what you can do is, you know that 100 has 2 zeros, so there should be 2 digits in the right part of the answer, and multiply the differences. 11 into 4, that gives you 44, and then you can do the cross and get the difference there. You get 85. In the same way, for the second one, what will be the base for 997 and 994? It is 1000. Okay, so somebody has already given the answer for the 4 questions together in the chat box. That's great. Okay, so here the base is 1000. So find out the difference. Difference will be 3 as well as 6. Multiply, you get 18, but it should be a 3-digit number because the base has 3 zeros. So you will have to write as 018, and you can obtain the left hand part of the answer by doing a cross and then finding the difference. So in the same way, I'm just going to display the answers for the next 3 questions. You can just have a look at it. For the third question, you get the answer to be 989018. In the same way, for the question number 4, the base will be, what will be the base? It will be 10,000 will be the base, and 10,000 has 4 zeros. So your right hand part should contain a 4-digit number. And difference, you get it to be there 2 as well as 10 respectively. Multiply 2 into 10, that gives you 20. Since it should be a 4-digit number, so you will have to write it as 0020. And to obtain the left hand part of the answer, you can just put a cross and find out the difference. You already know the method, and you get the final answer as 9988800020. And for the last one also, the student has given it in the chat box. That's nice. And it would be great if you can tell your name. Is it Aditya itself? And for the last one also, the base is 10,000, and you will get the final answer to be 99860024. Okay, so I can even see students have improved in their speed in the calculation. So now you are getting adjusted to Vedic mathematics method, and not only getting adjusted to Vedic mathematics method, along with that, you are even able to speed up your calculation. The speed in which you used to add or multiply, it has been increased. So moving on, the third concept which I'm going to teach you today, that is squaring of numbers from 50 to 59. So first of all, we will understand what exactly the meaning of squaring. Okay, so those who are there in 8th standard, 9th standard, you must have heard what is the actual meaning of squaring. But whereas other student, you have heard only about a square, which is this one, something like this, right? So it's a geometrical figure which is having all the 4 sides to be same. That is in geometry. In arithmetic, this word squaring means you're multiplying a number by itself. The word squaring means you're multiplying the number by itself. As an example, if you have to find what is 2 square, which means you have to multiply 2 into 2, that gives you 4. So if I ask you what is 2 square, you will have to say that answer is 4. So in the same way, if I say 1 square means you will have to multiply 1 with 1, and 1 ones are, you get 1. And you can even try what is 2 square, it's already given. What will be 3 square? You can put it in the chat box. What will be 3 square? Just the answer, put it in the chat box. 3 square means 3 into 3, that gives you 9. What about 4 square? Okay, that's great. That is 16. And 5 square is 25. So 5 into 5, that gives you 25. So can you just make a note of the remaining squares from 6 to 10 in the same way? Just in your notebook, you just try to write what is 6 square, 7 square, 8 square, 9 square, and 10 square. I'll give you a minute of time for that. And you can definitely put it in the chat box also. I can see some of the students giving the answer for 6 square, for 7 square. That's wonderful. Okay, so one with the name Kaila, mail ID Kailasa has given the squares of all the other 5 numbers. That's wonderful. So you know what is 6 square? 6 square gives you 36, which is 6 into 6. 7 square means you're multiplying 7 by 7. This is 49. 8 square is 64. 9 square is 81. And 10 square is 100. Since it was a smaller number and you already know the multiplication table easily, isn't it? That's how you could find it easily. But suppose if I ask you what is 52 square. If I ask you what is 52 square, is it easy to answer? You will have to write 52 into 52. You will have to multiply by 2. You will have to multiply by 5. Then you will have to add. So many things you will have to do. But instead of doing that, we have a unique method in Vedic mathematics which will help you to get the answer easily. Suppose you want to find the answer for 57, the square of 57. So listen to the method. Okay, so we usually write it one number below the other when it comes to the multiplication. We will write 57 above, then below that we will write into 57. So even here, it's the same. We will be obtaining left hand and right hand part separately. Whereas first we will be obtaining left hand part here. And since we are discussing with the numbers which are start with 5, that is 51, 52, and so on. So you find 5 square first. What is 5 square? 5 square gives you 25. So you have to add 25 to the units digit, or you call it as ones digit also. And ones digit is 7. You add 25 to 7. And what do you get? You get 32. 25 plus 7 gives you 32. And write that 32 as your left part of the answer. And it is easy to find out right part of the answer. You just have to find the square of the ones digit, or you call it as units digit. That is 7 into 7, which gives you 49. So it is simple to find out the squares of numbers which are in between 50 to 59. How do we obtain? I'll make the method simple. I'll reduce that 3 steps into 2 steps. In case if you have to find what is 52 square. Okay, so can you try and give the answer in the chat box using the same method? There is a catch in this, but okay, so let's see. You can give the answer, but there is a catch in this. So I'm going to give what catch is that, and also I'll read out the name who will give the right answer. Okay, Sanvi has given the right answer anyhow. So let me explain the method. I'm reducing the method into only 2 steps. Obtaining the left hand part, you add 25 to units digit or ones digit. What is 25 plus 2? That gives us 27. So we get the left hand part of answer to be 27. And to obtain the right hand part of the answer, you will have to find the square of the units digit, which is 2. 2 square is 4, but there is a rule which says that whenever you find out the right hand part of the answer, it should always contain a 2-digit number in this case. Okay, so you have to convert 4 into a 2-digit number, and already you are familiar with converting a number into a 2-digit or 3-digit or 4-digit. That means we are adding zeros in the beginning. So 2 2s are 4. Instead of 4, we are writing it as 04. So we get 27 as the left part, 04 as the right part, and we get the final answer to be 2704. Now I want you to have given the method. So to obtain the left hand part, in case if you want, you can definitely take a screenshot of it, which will definitely help you later. So whenever you are finding the squares of the numbers from 50 to 59, you add 25 to the units digit, or you call it as ones digit, and what after adding what you get, that you write it as the left part of the answer. And to obtain the right part of the answer, you just have to find the square of the units digit. Find out the square of the units digit and write it as the right part of the answer. But you should remember one thing: if it is a single digit number, then you have to convert it into a 2-digit number, and then you have to write the final answer there. So are you ready to try some questions similar to this now? I want your response, students, in the chat box. Okay, so Sanvi says a yes. That's wonderful. Okay, so let me give you 2 questions where you have to find 53 square as well as 58 square. So find the answer and put it in the chat box. Okay, students are quick enough to give the answers. That's wonderful. But be careful. See, once again, cross check whether you have given the right answer or not. Okay, so let's find out square of 53. To obtain 53 square, you have to add 25 to units digit. 25 plus 3, that gives you 28. And to obtain the right part of the answer, you just have to find the square of units digit. 3 square is 9, but as I said, it should be written as a 2-digit number. So 9 becomes 09. And then for 58 square also you can do the same thing. So you can just add 25 to 8, which gives you 33, and find what is 8 square. 8 square means 8 into 8. It is not 8 into 2. So 8 square means 8 into 8, which gives you 64. So you get the answer to be 3364. So let's go with the next one. That is where you have to find 50 square, which is simple. And definitely you can find 50 square easily also using any other method. But even if you can follow the same method here, you add 25 to units digit. 25 plus 0 is 25 itself. And 0 square is 0 itself. You can, but it should be a 2-digit number. So you can write 0, 0 there. So now, can you try for all other numbers? Same trick, but the trick will work only for 50 to 59. So some of the questions I've already done. So can you try for other numbers? Just try it and put it in the chat box. Okay. So 51 you can try. I'll just write it over here. So 51 you can try. 52 is already done. 53 is done. You can try for 54, 55, then 56, 57, and 59. So just try it, see whether the method will work. I'll give you a couple of minutes of time. Okay, so Vaishnavi has started giving the answers. Wonderful. Sanvi is quick enough to give the answer for all of them. That's nice. Very good. I'll give 1 more minute for all those who are trying. Try using the same method. You can definitely get the answer within few seconds. That's it. Okay, so let me display all the answers for you all. So you can just have a look at the answers and cross check if you have got it correctly. So for 51 square, I've written the number on one side. In the second column, there are the squares of the given number. You can just cross check and see whether you have got it correctly. 51 square, you get 2601. For 52 square, which is already done. Then for 54, you get the answer to be 2916. Then for 55 square is 3025. 56 square is 3136. 57 square is 3249, which we have done it earlier. 58 is also done. Then for 59 square, you get 3481. Okay, so Sanvi says she has got all the numbers correct. Okay, that's wonderful. And even I expect even others also to give the answer in the same way if you have got all of them correct. Okay, so now it's time to reveal something special. That is the magic trick. How exactly I perform this magic trick? How did I predict the answer? Okay, so and also at the end, let me tell you first what is the technique behind it, and then I'll give you the trick how exactly you can perform with your parents, because I perform this in the PPT. I'll also give you the technique how you can perform in your house. So this number, it is true that I've already written earlier when I was making the PPT, and I've not changed during the class. And here, let me open those. What I have done is, so I have written the numbers from 1 to 9 in this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So the numbers are arranged in this way. And then the trick has to be performed systematically. That is more important here. Only if you perform the trick systematically, only then you can get your prediction to be correct and same as that of the final answer what you get here. So you ask the person who is opposite to you, you ask them to choose any one box. Okay, say that now I'll choose this one, second one. Okay, let me open that second one and it has number 2. And next, when you ask them to choose another box, you have to tell them, you have to tell the rule. So since you have chosen number 2, you have chosen this box, you cannot choose any box which are there in this row and which are there in this column. So when that happens, the person who is going to choose will be left with the other boxes, the remaining boxes, that is 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 in this case. Okay. So now among these 4 boxes, that person can choose any one because he cannot choose the boxes which are there in this particular row and this column. Say that person will choose this. Say that number 4 appears. So now once again you have to put the same condition. Since you have chosen this particular box, you cannot choose any of the box which are there in the row of 4 and there in the column of 4. And also 2 is already revealed. Even in that row, you cannot choose any box. You cannot choose any box in that column also. So which box are left here? You cannot choose any in this. You cannot choose any in this column too. You cannot choose any in this row. You cannot choose any in this column too. Correct? No? So you're left with only one box, and that box you reveal it. When you reveal, you get 9 there and add all the 3. So you get 9 plus 4 plus 2, which gives you 15. Okay, and every time if you perform these 3 steps, you will get the answer as 15 itself, whichever might be the box. Okay, whichever might be the box, but provided you have to follow those 3 conditions. And then you ask them to add the digits of the 15, 1 and 5, that gives you 6. And when you open the prediction, even that also says 6 itself. So now how to perform this? What you do is you make 9 chits, 9 paper chits, and you write the numbers from 1 to 9 in those paper chits. Okay, and you keep it on the other side. You keep it in such a way that the numbers will face the table. You keep them on the table so that the person with whom you're going to perform the trick, they will not see which numbers are written there. And then, as I said, you can ask them to choose one by one 3 chits, but provided when they choose one, they are not supposed to choose any of the chits which are there in that row and that column. Okay, but before asking them to reveal the chits, what you do is you make sure you write that number 6 in a chit, and in front of them only you write, but don't go to show what you have written. You just write in a chit and close it and keep it aside, saying that this is my prediction, and then perform this trick. Okay, and whenever you perform this trick, definitely you will get 6 as the answer, but provided you have to follow the 3 steps which I have told you all. Okay, even you can perform this with larger number also, but provided that in that case the total will be different. I hope you understood the trick. If you have understood, just say yes in the chat box. Okay, so now there is something special for you all. The school icon, Global Connectivity for Education Fraternity, is organizing Vedic mathematics workshop. So be the next human calculator. So you all have a wonderful opportunity to be the next human calculator, and this workshop is taking place from 28th of June to July 7th. Okay, so within a week of time this workshop is going to start, and already I have given you some of the techniques of Vedic mathematics, and in this workshop you're going to learn these amazing techniques of Vedic mathematics. You have displayed it on the screen, and I'm only going to teach you these techniques. It could be 10-point circle, addition by completing the whole, subtraction by completing the whole, how exactly you can find the square of the numbers which are ending with 5. Then you have a technique for subtraction. Then there is a concept of doubling. Then how easily you can multiply the series of 9s, multiplication by 11. Then you have an amazing technique which will help you to faster your calculation, even if you have 10 to 15 numbers if you have to add, that is dropping tens method. Then you have crisscross method for multiplication, and also you have multiplication tables up to 99. You must be knowing the multiplication table up to 10 or 12, but I'm going to teach you how to remember the multiplication tables up to 99. And I hope we are going to meet you all in this session, and more about this session Shiju sir is going to give you all. And I would like to thank you all for taking part in this opportunity, and more information I think the Shiju sir will give. Over to Shiju sir.
Yeah, thank you, Avinash, thank you so much. It was very informative session, and hope our students, everyone, are well aware about what is Vedic mathematics and how the Vedic mathematics are very useful for doing calculations and everything. Thank you, Avinash. Thank you.